Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, as I promised you, after completion of all the bootcamp sessions, I will be having some mock interview sessions. So, today I am having first mock interview session in front of you. And to deliver this session, I have Poorva with me. So, welcome Poorva on the platform.
Thank you so much for inviting me onto your channel, and I would leverage this opportunity to share maximum what we have with the people.
Right. So, first of all, thank you so much for accepting this invitation to come live on my platform so that we can have a discussion because nowadays what like people are facing some issues related to interview preparation like they know Salesforce technically, but they when they appear in the interview, so they just wanted to know like what type of questions we can prepare and how better we can answer the questions those are being asked, right? So as we discussed offline, like we'll be having some non-technical sessions and some technical sessions. So guys, we are starting with the non-technical question answer series first. So this week we'll be covering those questions, right? So like I have Poorva as an expert, so I will be asking some questions as an interviewer, and Poorva will let you know like how well you can frame your answer, right? And with the help of this session, I'm sure you will be able to have enough confidence so that whenever you will be appearing in the interviews, so you can answer your questions properly, right? So this is the agenda for today, and we'll be having around 15 to 20 sessions, and me and Poorva will be both doing it together, right? So what we are going to do, so like today we will be just starting some non-technical questions like uh, if I take examples of few questions like please introduce yourself, have you faced any challenge in your previous job, or if you are a fresher, so how you will be uh, getting yourself motivated to do the job in this particular ecosystem. So these kind of questions we'll be discussing, right? So this is the idea that I just wanted to share in front of you. Okay, so before starting the session, anything Poorva that you want to add from your experience? Because I know Poorva is also doing great in Salesforce ecosystem. So before starting the session, Poorva, if you can introduce yourself and what you are doing for the community and what message you want to give to the people, and then we'll be starting the mock interview session.
Absolutely. So, as you have already introduced me, that my name is Poorva Srivastav, and if I have to introduce my professional journey, I have 10 plus years of experience in Salesforce, where I have worked on multiple profiles. The reason why I wanted to, and I'm glad to be involved in this project of mock interviews, is because we have switched a lot of companies. We have worked with startups. We have worked with MNCs as well. So we know the questions, the level of questions, the level of expertise which we face as individuals. So we will be able to share the same stuff. And as an advice, what I would like to share with people in the initial session only, that please try to write down and make notes, because these questions are very important. Whatever we are going to share, it's the common practices which we have gathered together for the visitors and the viewers. So please make note of all these questions so that whenever next time you are facing your interviews, you will be able to use these notes.
Yeah, perfectly said. And like we are doing this session live, so once this session will be ended, so it will be automatically available on YouTube as a recording. So if guys, if you miss any of the things, so you can just re-watch the recording. And as Poorva suggested, make proper note, because sometimes whenever you are having back-to-back interviews, so it would be very difficult for you to watch videos again and again. So if you have those question and answers handy in your way, so it would be like quick for you to revise the things. Okay, so thank you Poorva for giving this insight. So, guys, with this note, we are going to start our mock interview part one, and I will be asking few questions to Poorva, and Poorva will share whatever like experiences she has, like how to deliver proper answer for that particular question, right? So there is one generic question that is normally asked in the interviews. So it is related to like, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, or maybe like, please introduce yourself. So Poorva, can you please tell our audience like how they can answer this question as a fresher, or if they are experienced professionals, so how they can cover this question.
Right. So tell me something about yourself is a very important question. You know, it plays a very important role because first 30 seconds of anything, be it your introduction, be it your interview, be it your conversation with someone, it plays a very important role. First 30 seconds. There is some term also I forgot, but there is one term which is called that first 30 seconds of everything, the beginning is very important. So how you're introducing yourself is very important. Now there are different ways for you to introduce yourself. First, you will say that my name is Poorva Srivastav, and if you are a fresher, there will be different introduction. If you are an experienced professional, then there will be different introduction where you can include a lot of expertise and your skill set, whatever you have worked on. So I will start with a fresher. That if you are a fresher, how will you start your introduction? If somebody is asking you, tell me something about yourself. Before that, also, I would like to share some tips with all of you that some good gestures like greeting them with good morning, good afternoon, can I have a seat if it's an offline interview, or if it's an online interview, wearing a nice attire. These prerequisites will definitely help you to crack at least 1% of creating good impression on your interview. So that is also important. So just if it's a good morning, just say, hi, good morning. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Now, in terms of introduction, my name is Poorva Srivastav, and I'll introduce as a fresher first, then we'll come to the professional. So when I was a fresher, I used to introduce myself as try to focus more on your positives first. If you say that you have some career gap, and if you introduce yourself with that negative impact, then the results will not be as expected, right? So try to focus and showcase more positivity, whether in your professional life. Doesn't matter if you have not done anything in Salesforce yet, you have just done some training, or maybe you have completed some modules online. But if you have done something specific in your life also, like if you are a content creator, or if you are good in something, try to include that also in your interview. So before I start, I would like to share my screen, and I have with description about steps how to introduce yourself, because this question is very important. So I will just share my screen for a minute and will show you how you can introduce yourself in a better way so that it will make you stand out in the crowd.
Yeah, Poorva, please go ahead. I think you have the sharing rights.
Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, but text is low, so if you can go back to the previous view, it was properly visible.
Okay.
Don't, yeah, now it is visible properly.
Okay. Maybe I'll try to zoom it. Is it better now?
Yeah, now it is better.
Okay. See, so these are some of the basic questions. Now, for example, if somebody is asking you that, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Now, to answer this, you first should walk them through your background, then starting how you began your career or your current line of work or your learning if you are a fresher. Then you can talk them through key accomplishments like your career moves, what you have made, and you can end by sharing what you have been looking to do next in your career and why you are hunting for this job. So there is one sample here. Like, I started my career in marketing after graduating with business degree in 2011. I've spent my entire career at Google, receiving 3 promotions and 4 awards for outstanding performance. I'm looking to join a smaller company now and take on more leadership and project management. So if you break down this. They have first talked about their career, that what exactly they have done in their career. Then they have included their education also in the same part. After that, they have introduced some other achievements, that what you have done, what you have achieved. If you have achieved something in dance, traveling, or anything also, that also shows some confidence to the recruiter. So you can add that also. And then adding why you want to join their company. Most of us, we don't do that. Even I haven't done that, but I found this example nice. So I wanted to share it with all of you, that if you just include this line in your interview or your introduction, that why you want to join their company, that will definitely leave a nice impression on the recruiter. So I'll just stop sharing my screen now, and we can just sum up this, that if you want to introduce yourself, just say that, hi, my name is Poorva Srivastav, and I am from a city of Lakes, Bhopal, and I have 10 plus years of experience into Salesforce ecosystem, where I have worked with multiple profiles till now. I have worked as a Salesforce administrator in Cognizant for 4 years, where I used to work with US clients, and I used to support on the tickets like if the customers are getting stuck in automations or workflows, rules, process builder, more of admin part I have handled there. Then later on, I moved to business analyst profile in Symantec, where I have worked for 2 years. There I used to work with stakeholders and interact with them, worked on requirement gathering, client interactions, team collaborations. And then I moved to Secure Technologies, where I have worked as a Salesforce consultant, where I was a one-man army for the whole Secure Technologies. I was a global communication resource for Salesforce, where I have worked on development as well as admin side of Salesforce. Then I moved to project lead as Accenture, which is my current company. So this is a brief introduction, kind of, which you can say, which includes everything what you have done, and it gives a small introduction about the technicalities also, which you can include in your resume. And if you are fresher, do not worry that we don't have anything else to share. You can include your projects, that I am a fresher and I have worked on recruiting app project. I have worked on COVID-19 tracker app project. There are lots of projects in the market which you can actually work on, and then you can use that project as your strength in while introducing yourself in the interview.
Yeah, perfectly explained. So I think you covered both the aspects, like if someone is fresher, so how they can introduce themselves. You added like they can showcase whatever projects they have done, and for experience, like it was flawless, right? So the way like you covered whatever you have done so far. So similarly, if someone who is having some experience, so they can just follow that pace, like in whatever companies they have worked, whatever positions they have worked upon, right? For fresher, one suggestion I want to give, like along with projects, you just need to highlight some skill set as well. So in Salesforce, we have different skill sets like admin, backend development, which is done through Apex and all. Then we have front-end development, which you implement with the help of LWC. Then if you have done Omni Studio, you can highlight that. If you know the some clouds like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, or any industry specific cloud, or maybe like CPQ or industry CPQ. So you just need to highlight what skill sets you have, no matter whether they are written in your CV. Apart from that, like if you highlight, and you can also say like in these things I am good, in these things I am intermediate. So this way, like you can get the attention of interviewer so that they can ask related questions. Okay, so this was well explained, Purva. So I appreciate. And moving on to the next question, right? So this is also an important question, and like in many interviews, interviewer asks like, who is your role model? Who influenced you to join this career path or IT industry, or we can say like Salesforce ecosystem, right? So like they just need to explain someone who is their role model, or if someone is not having any role model and they have just heard like right now Salesforce is on boom and they can find some job. So how they can answer this question in well manner way. So
Right.
over to you.
Yeah. So for this also there are two aspects of explaining your role model to your interviewer. Recently I had went to a business seminar when they highlighted that there are different types of personalities which we need to gauge. Sometimes your interviewer is kind of an emotional type of person. So if you will tell them that for me, actually my role model is my father, right? He was not into IT and all of that, but still he pushed me to work in IT, and that's why I'm here today. So you have to, but you cannot say this answer to a person who is practical in your interview. They might take it, they might offend it, or they might not take it positively.
Right.
So you have to actually gauge the personality of a person. If that person, just try to. I will also add one tip here. Whenever you are giving interview in any of the company, two homeworks are mandatory. First, research about their company and research about the person who is taking your interview. Research, go to their LinkedIn profile and try to send them connection request if required. But go through about them, what kind of personalities they are. Maybe they may have posted some bad experiences about their interviews already, and you're falling into that category and you're repeating the same mistake. That happens, and they will not tell you the reason why they're rejecting you, but that may be one of the reasons. So that is one thing which we can do from our end. So if you think that your interviewer is a genuine, not genuine, but an emotional kind of a personality, then you can genuinely say that my father was a role model who pushed me. Or if you have seen your elders in your family or your friend circle who are doing good and you got inspired by them, you can kind of do a storytelling in front of your interviewer, that this way I got inspired. If your interviewer is at some senior level and they are practical person, then you have to make sure that you mold your answer in that way so that they will like your answer. Then you have to find out some role model in the that particular ecosystem only. If you are into Salesforce, then find out some answer related to a person who is doing good in Salesforce ecosystem only, so that they will also get to know, yeah, that person is aware about the market and the community also. That can be an add-on for some of you to get a job. So in terms of defining role model, I think that's what I can share. If you can add something to it.
Yeah, so very well answered, and I think uh, one thing you very well highlighted, like nowadays, what happens if we are going for interview? So people don't explore the company, right? They even don't explore who is the interviewer and what they are doing, and like I know in many of the cases, uh, freshers don't have this opportunity, like to know who is their interviewer, but you know the company, right? Because in whatever company you are going for interview, so you can explore that company for what particular product they are working, in which technology they are working. So right now whatever we are discussing, I know it is somewhere related to Salesforce, because we both are in Salesforce ecosystem and we are sharing our experiences with you. But if you are applying for any other technology, so all these guidance which Poorva is sharing with you, so this goes with that particular technology as well. So do explore about the company, and if you get to know your interviewer, so because sometimes we receive an email, and in those emails, interviewer, like if we talk about experienced candidates, so they receive the emails from particular person who will be taking the interview in CC. So you can just have those emails, and you can just uh, try to frame the name and search on LinkedIn, and you can just explore like what all experiences they have. So accordingly, you can prepare answer to this question, right? So moving on to the next question, Purva. So this is another interesting question, and like the question is, what pivotal moment or decision in your life led you to pursue a career in your current field, right? So this is important question, because sometimes, like I also interviewed lots of candidate, and I also asked this question: why you want to join Salesforce ecosystem, why you are in IT? So we know like lots of non-technical folks are switching to IT. They want to make their career in Salesforce or IT industry. So this is a good fit for them. So if you can showcase some insight to this question.
Right. So this question is also very important. Some of you may have heard about Salesforce from your colleagues, or Salesforce has a booming technology in the market right now. So maybe that's why you want to join. Maybe package is something which is attracting you to join Salesforce, but this is not how you can convey this message to your interviewer. It has to be a strong message that you have to convey to your recruiter, that why you want to join this technology, not because it has high demand. What they will think, right, as a recruiter, they will think, what if other technology is on demand after next 10 years? What you're going to do? Then you're going to switch to another technology? No. So whatever is there in your mind, it will be there as humans. That's absolutely fine that you are getting attracted towards the technology which is in demand in the market because you want high package, and you will go there only where you have high jobs. So that's totally understandable and relatable. But how to convey it to the recruiter is that you can tell them first about the JD which they have released, about the technology which they have released. For example, if you are getting interviewed for a sales cloud and you don't know anything about sales cloud, if you are giving interview for marketing cloud and you don't know how marketing cloud will make your career, then that's where you will lack. So again, the research plays a very important role here also, that whatever technology profile or JD you are applying for, make sure that you research more about it and do your homework. Then you will be able to explain the same to your recruiter, that not because this technology has high demand, that's why I want to join, but you have to show them your interest, that this will definitely make your career. You have already invested a lot of your energy because you have interest in learning marketing cloud, and you have gained some achievements also. If you can share, if you have achieved something, you can just share with your recruiter that I have already earned these many badges on Trailhead and I'm doing good in this particular field. So that's why I think I will be a suitable candidate for this position. So that's why I want to join this, and I see my career good and future safe in this company as well as in this particular profile. That's what I think we can say to the recruiters.
Yeah, honestly, I loved what you said in the last trailhead. So for fresher, it is a boon, because if they don't have any exposure, so they can showcase their trailhead profile. And like Salesforce created an awesome platform where if you are doing any module, so you earn a badge, right? So you guys, you can showcase like how you gone through all the modules and what number of badges or trail mix numbers you have scored in your profile. So I think that will surely showcase your passion towards learning, if we talk about specifically for Salesforce ecosystem, right? If you are in other ecosystem or in other technology, so you just need to search like how you can showcase your skill set there also, right? So very well answered, Purva, and I think we
Yeah, and
will.
also I
Yeah.
would like to add for other profiles also, as we are not focusing only on Salesforce here, because these mock interviews we are preparing for all other technologies also. So we have free certificates provided by Google, provided by LinkedIn also. So maybe we can focus on that, and freshers can get those free certifications and add that in their resume, LinkedIn, and their interviews also, that I have achieved this certificate, I've done this course online.
Yeah, and guys, there is some issues with my video. I think it got stuck, so bear with me. I'm just going to figure it out. So meanwhile, I am going to ask one more question to Purva. So next is, it is also very interesting, and it goes with both freshers and experienced candidates, right? So looking back, what would you consider your most significant professional achievement, and what did you learn from that experience, right? So for freshers, it can be from their previous jobs, or for freshers, it can be from their college, or like whatever learnings they have done. So how, Purva, they can answer to this question?
Right. So when you have to share your turning point of your career in your life, and this goes more with the professionals as compared to freshers, but I will come to freshers also, how you can also cover it up. It's very important when you share your turning points of your career, that what inspired you to migrate your career, especially if you are doing transition from non-IT to IT. That's one turning point for your career. That what inspired you from non-technical background to technical background. This is something which is really inspiring for your interviews also. If you have already done that, make sure you explain this to your recruiters that I was working in mechanical or teaching or aviation industry, and now I want to switch myself to Salesforce or IT because I think I find it interesting and I see my future in this particular stream or technology, and it will be great if I get the opportunity to work in this particular stream. That will be great. So for me, if I talk about myself, I transitioned from a support. I was working in Wipro. That was my first MNC organization 10 years back. And I was working in a support for United Airlines where we used to just book the reservations for the US clients. I switched my career from their support profile to Salesforce. That's into IT. So I had the urge and the zeal to learn and grow. You know the growth in mechanical, or you know the growth in non IT, and you know the growth in IT. So every field has their own pros and cons. We cannot say that there is no growth in non IT fields. There are, but it definitely depends on individuals. So for me, I really wanted to move to IT because it gives me good package, it gives me good policies, MNCs, a lot of benefits are there for me to move to IT. So that's why I transitioned my career. So when I was interviewed, when I was working on a support profile, they asked me the same question 10 years back, that why you want to move to IT. You are from non-IT background, you're working in support. So I told them that I have the zeal to learn and I'm a quick learner. So these are few points which you can actually highlight to your recruiter. There is nobody is 100% perfect, right? So if you are feeling down because of that whatever they are asking you're not able to answer it, it's absolutely fine. Nobody is perfect. We all are learning here. Even after 10 plus years of experience, I'm still learning, right? So you have to show them the zeal that I'm a quick learner and I have the ability to grasp things quickly. So that's why I learned about this particular technology in IT, and that's why I'm appearing for this interview, so that I will be able to meet all your expectations and I will be able to deliver my best. I think that can be the best answer for you to showcase your turning point as well as setting up good expectation about the future, what you will be doing if you get the opportunity.
Yeah, rightly said, Purva. So we are going to take one more question for today's session, and rest of the questions we'll be covering in the part two that we'll be doing tomorrow. So one more interesting question that lots of interviewers asked, and I also asked in the interview, but interviewee like they don't know how to tell this. It is related to hobbies, right? So outside the work, like what all your hobbies are. So people try to think at that time like what all hobbies we have, and most of the folks say like our hobbies are traveling, watching movies. So these are common
Yeah.
hobbies. So like how they can identify what actual their hobbies are. So if you can talk
Right.
about that.
Sure. So I'll share my screen for this question because this is an interesting question, and let's try to understand.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
So meanwhile, Poorva is searching about that particular question. So if you like have any question that you want to ask, so you can just post those question in the chat, or maybe like we can have one session where you will be asking the question and we'll both try to answer your questions, right? So I think you have.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So you just need to
Uh,
zoom in.
is this question visible properly?
Yes. Number 25, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just one more. Okay. See, so how they have segregated or explained this question. If someone asks about your hobbies outside of work, it's totally okay to open up and share what really makes me tick. Okay, so we tend to share only, as Sanjay sir mentioned, traveling, cooking, dancing, and watching movies or listening to music. Only these many hobbies we know, because we always write these hobbies also in our resumes, and we don't know, but maybe we love something else. So, and maybe you can, if you already have a similar hobby, if you tell them, it will be a good connection which you will be able to build right away. So this is some of the tip which I wanted to actually share, that most of the hobbies are not only watching movies and all of that. You can always have some separate or some unique hobbies also. Like for me, my hobby, if you have to ask me, it's of course common like others, only watching movies, listening to music, dancing, and all of that. But yes, if I have to say, my hobby is nowadays like spending time with my family, or I don't know. Okay, it's a difficult question actually when somebody is asking you about your hobby. So I can totally understand. But yes, you have to figure out your interest, and then you have to tell them what is your hobby exactly all about. Be it traveling, be it singing, be it dancing, be it hanging out with your friends. And one more thing I want to add in terms of explaining hobbies, instead of using one word, traveling, explain them through the storytelling, that I like exploring places. Change the words.
Right.
If there are limited hobbies which we find, you can change the words at least. That I like exploring places. If you like dancing, you can change the wordings, that how you're going to portray this to your interviewer. That is something which can be unique, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And just want to add one thing, like you can be specific when you are saying like traveling or dancing, because in case of traveling, if you are exploring, so you can say like what kind of places you want to explore. Maybe those are beaches or hills, or maybe you want to go out with the family, friends, so that kind of thing. And like if we take example of dancing, so what kind of dance you like, so are you exploring that, or if you explore those things, if you know those things, so are you sharing that knowledge with other folks as well, right? So for me, like if I talk about my hobbies, so for me, like other than work, what makes you happy, right? What makes you happy, those are your hobbies, right? Because that you will be doing repeatedly. Okay, so for me, like I just want to love traveling with my family, because if I do those things, so I can spend time with them, right? So I prefer traveling by road, right? Because it gives me leverage, so that I can stop anywhere, I can eat like dhaba food, I can stop any time on highway, and chit chat with family in car. And like if we go through train, so there are lots of disturbances, right? So that kind of hobby I have, if I consider traveling, right? Other than that, if we talk about semi professional, so for me it is like content creation. So I love teaching, it is my passion, I love whatever I know to share with the folks, right? So that's what you can see throughout the year I am doing this boot camp other than my job. So lots of people are asking Poorva to me like, are you doing job or you are in full time with this your tech school? So I just say them like, just explore my LinkedIn. So nowadays what happens, they just see the first experience that is available in the LinkedIn. So my first experience is like, I am founder of Sanjay Gupta Tech School, so they think I am doing this only. But if you see the second one, so I am doing full time job as well. So that is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And now it is like 8:10 p.m. in India, right? And I am doing this session for you. It is other than job. So this is my hobby. So these kind of things you can add in your resume. So for you, like content creation is not a hobby. So if you are creating reels on particular topic, on particular idea, so that can be your hobby, It is not like you are earning or like people are liking or not liking. If you are happy, you are doing that in your free time, right? So that can become your hobby. But try to make it semi-professional. I would love that to be explained in front of interviewer, because if you say like I only make reels, that is my hobby, so it won't be a good gesture in front of them, right? So you can add like I want to create reels on that particular topic, so that I can research that particular topic, and it fulfills my passion or hobby that I'm creating some reels. So instead of generic, you should be specific. That's what I understood with this. Okay,
Correct.
so I think we covered 5 questions, and that too in detail. So,
Yes.
guys, the idea behind these mock interview session is like we will be discussing all the questions with practical examples, right? So, whatever we have, like me and Poorva both, we have learned through our experiences. So, we are sharing those experiences with you, and with the help of examples, so that whenever you are going to appear in an interview, so you can also talk this much about that particular thing, right? So this is first part that happened today. We'll be having one more session tomorrow. We'll be covering a lot more new questions, right? And if you have any suggestions, so today I'm not taking any question live, because of like less time available, and there is some issues with my video, so I'm ending this session today only. But from tomorrow onwards, like we'll try to have 10-15 minutes live interaction with you, so that we can pick live questions and we'll try to answer those questions, right? So anything else, Poorva, that you want to cover before we end this session?
No, I think we are good. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's session to add more value.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Poorva, for coming onto the platform. And tomorrow we'll be having one more session. So, guys, do follow this complete series, because don't think we are having non-technical questions. So, this week we are covering non-technical. Next week onwards, questions will be totally technical. We'll be talking a lot more about Salesforce. Okay, so with this note, we take your leave. Thank you, Poorva, once again for joining the
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you guys for
Thank you.
joining the session. And if you're watching the recording, thanks to you as well. Keep watching. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.